This is actually one of the funniest starts I've ever seen in iRacing. It's actually hilarious. Something about this wreck that's actually kind of a bit funny is I actually would put a fair amount on this being as devastating as it was on iRacing itself. The problem is that the race is started by the leader, not by the green flag, and it causes this scenario where everyone else in the field doesn't know what the leader is thinking. The leader comes out of the final corner, and the Porsche is going to think that the Ferrari is going, so they gun it, and then they have to hit the brakes because now they are passing the Ferrari because the Ferrari did not go. Once the Porsche jumps, the McLaren gets rear-ended. The McLaren just ends up hitting the rear end of this Porsche. They don't end up hitting the rear end of the Porsche, and it hits the Porsche with netcode. And that's like fairly significant netcode. Like it's not even really close with the McLaren. And if you look at the rear end of the Porsche, to me, that iRacing had the Porsche getting hit directly in the back. Now it's just going to be chaos of the entire field kind of getting collected. This Ferrari gets so violently like flipped, basically. Like that is an insane hit for them. It's the Porsche getting netcode hit that sends them flying back into the McLaren. And then the incident, once again, gets worse because of iRacing still, because when the Porsche hits the wall here, they hit the wall, they bounce off the wall, and they bounce back into the NSX. But I don't feel that the velocity of this incident should be that bad to cause the NSX flying that partially back on the track. I don't know if it's a netcode hit, but if that hit doesn't happen, that the rest of this everyone else getting collected incident just doesn't happen. This is a mistake by the people operating the cars, but I also say that this is entirely an incident that I put on iRacing. This is entirely iRacing's fault, because it's iRacing's fault that leader can jump the green flag, which then causes the mentality of the rest of the pack to not to know when the lights are going green. And then that causes a lot of miscommunication. And on these starts where everyone's so close, it just leads to this exactly happening. That is something that I feel could be fixed like pretty easily, because I think all you would need to do is put a penalty on the leader for going over a certain speed before the green flag flies. The leader should have to remain at the pace car's pace. Once they are released from being behind the pace car, they still have to maintain that pace until the green flag goes. If they jump that, then they get a penalty.